All right, this is the I Am Rapaport podcast, coming live from the Gloom Tomb. I'm in here with my man G Moody.
Yes.
And we were just talking about I would say that this was a great finals between the Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. It was dramatic. It wasn't the best finals by any means, but they had a lot of great moments, great playoffs. And I have to say, G Moody, I was trying to think of like what was the sort of defining moment. And because Steph Curry didn't win MVP, I feel like if he had won MVP of the season and MVP of the finals, I would have said that the defining moment would have been Steph Curry winning MVP of the NBA finals. But Andre Iguodala played great. So you could say, was that the defining moment? Was it Riley Curry and how much joy and sort of controversy, weird controversy that caused? Was it LeBron's greatness? Was it, the folding of the Clippers, them dropping a 3-1 lead? Was it, Derrick Rose? I mean, there were so many good. John Wall, they played good. Like, you could say so many different things. But the actual finals, is it the greatness of Andre Iguodala and the surprise of him winning the MVP? No. Is it Stephon Curry's incredible ability? No. Was it Della Venova? No. It could easily be LeBron. It could, but I have to say, the moment that to me was the most defining of these NBA playoffs, and it's beyond the NBA playoffs, it's really a cultural moment. Because you know how people say about like the culture is different?
Yes.
And they say like, well, you're old and culturally it's different. But I say like this is probably one of the most defining moments of the youth of today. Because we're older now.
That's right.
These guys are 25, 26. It's their time. The most defining moment of where we are at in the NBA this year,
right,
and during these NBA finals is the moment J.R. Smith decided to show up to a finals game on a fucking scooter. On a fucking scooter with no handlebars, no nothing, with a shit-eating grin, and some stylist dressed him in like you're gonna be
clown
like
suit.
No, you're gonna be like Kurt Cobain today. It's like sort of like grunge, and then you're gonna come on your scooter, and he's so happy. He's like, yo, I'm gonna be the first one to ever do this shit. You know, he talks without his teeth. Do it. I'm gonna come to the game my scooter. And
he's like grinding his teeth.
Yeah, his teeth. If you ever see J.R. Smith speak, his teeth doesn't really move. He really gets excited. I think that fucking seeing J.R. Smith on that screen, I've never seen him he wasn't that excited any other time during the play. I've never seen J.R. Smith smile that much. If you see him in his pictures, he never smiles.
Right.
He rarely gets excited, even when he does something good. When his team wins, he rarely smiles. But coming in on that scooter, he was so fucking proud of himself.
Yeah, it looked that. Yeah.
It looked like he was so fucking just
happy,
overjoyed, like a little kid had a new outfit on,
yeah, and
he was gonna dress up like a grunge, like Kurt Cobain Day. It was Kurt Cobain Day for J.R. Smith, and you're gonna show up to a game on a scooter.
Game 6
or Game 5. I don't care. It doesn't matter what it is.
Any game.
But it's the finals.
Yeah.
And it made me think that now LeBron James wants to get rid of the coach. There's that he does. It's pretty apparent that he wants to, but he's probably not, because it would look so bad if he was to get rid of him. It would look so bad. But you want to get rid of David Blatt, but you allowed J.R. Smith to play in a finals game with you, showing up on a scooter,
a big wheel,
a fucking big wheel, a fucking tricycle.
No,
You want to get rid of David Blatt's the problem, but that was okay.
Right.
That's the guy you're in the fucking in the belly of the beast with. That's the guy you're in the fucking the foxhole with.
Right. And he shows up in the fucking like it's Coney Island.
And you're okay with that. And they've said you're a great leader. You said you're the greatest player on the planet, and you're a great leader, and you're all about team. If you're all about team, it doesn't always mean like letting things go. Like that he should have been made an example of.
Yeah.
Like you, and J.R. Smith, like, me? What you talking about me? Because which one you talking about?
Yeah.
And LeBron's like, you, take your fucking scooter, get the fuck out of here, scoot the fuck back to where you came from. You're not playing in this game. J.R.'s like, what the fuck you talking about? Why are you bugging, LeBron? Why are you tripping out? He's like, if you were a real fucking leader, imagine
Silk Wilkes
Imagine fucking Jamal Silk Wilkes showing up to a game in Boston Garden versus the Celtics with the finals on the line on a fucking skateboard or a unicycle, and coming in and imagine with the look on fucking Kareem's face.
Mike McGee.
What would Michael Cooper have done to fucking Silk Wilkes if he showed up to a game like that?
On a skateboard.
That shit would never, ever fly.
Hell
imagine someone
jump
on the,
his ass in the hallway.
Imagine if fucking Danny Ainge was like, yo, look at this shit. I'm going to show up to the game on the I'm doing Danny Ainge as J.R. Smith. Showed up to a game. Larry Bird, Robert Parrish, and Kevin McHale would have stomped his ass out, sent him home butt-ass naked. And David Blatt's the fucking problem. We're going to have to hear about all this bullshit with David Blatt. And you're supposed to be the fucking greatest player in the world. And you let this shit slide?
Yeah.
I mean...
Isaiah, you think Isaiah would have let motherfuckers
What if John Sally showed up with the Bad Boys run on a fucking... Let's just say it was a bicycle.
A bicycle.
Forget a unicycle. Forget something that you could have really hurt yourself on. Just a regular bicycle.
For the finals. How would that make the fans feel?
The hardworking Detroit Piston fans. And you think this is cool? That's not okay. Isaiah Thomas would have fucking... he would have fucking beat the shit out of John Sally. He'd have beat him up with the bike, dismantled it with his teeth, taken it apart with his teeth. Bill Laimbeer would have ate the fucking bike, and then they would have sent him the fuck home.
What about if Steve Kerr would have came when he was with Mike and them on a skateboard? Mike would have fucking hooked off with him on the hallway.
Mike beat up Steve Kerr in practice.
He snuffed him in practice.
For talking shit.
Yeah, imagine him riding down the hallway.
Imagine he showed up on a fucking thing. Whee! Right, good.
The Cleveland fans must have been like, yo.
No, the Cleveland fans are so fucking happy to be there.
Yeah.
But you, LeBron James, as the leader, the great leader, you're the greatest player in the world. You're the great leader. That was okay. But David Blatt is a piece of shit. And Tyronn Lue is the answer to all your problems. T. Lue, if you're so fucking dope and bout it, T. Lue, and you're such a great coach, you know how you could have got that coaching job? If you had fucking stuck that fucking scooter up J.R. Smith's ass, and then they would have been like, yo, T. Lue should have been the coach.
T. Lue's body.
But I bet you, T. Lue, what did you do when you saw J.R. Smith? I bet you gave him a pound and laughed it off.
Yeah.
You let that shit slide.
And you've been in the championship.
With Kobe, and that's why Allen Iverson stepped over you. Because he knows you're not about that life.
I like T. Lue, man.
Yo, T. Lue didn't do shit. He's a coach. He's a coach, and his players showed up to the game, and you want him to be the coach? Oh. That whole coaching staff. If I'm Dan Gilbert, the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers, I get rid of the whole coaching staff because of that.
Right. Maybe.
That's one of your players? He shows up to a game with that shit?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Game 6.
Danny Aiello. Oh, Danny Aiello has just joined us.
Yeah, he just joined us, What's up, Dan?
This motherfucker!
Shit.
This cocksucker! LeBron James, you dumb fuck you! I would have busted J.R. Smith's fucking teeth in! I would have broke that fucking scooter over his fucking head! And you call yourself a fucking leader? Pino! If fucking Mookie ever shows up delivering a fucking pizza with a fucking scooter, I'm gonna fucking kill that motherfucker right where he fucking stands. Pino! Oh, Chris Broussard has come in.
Oh.
My sources have told me that LeBron James was not really upset with J.R. Smith coming to the game in a scooter. My sources has also told me that Iman Shumpert was supposed to show up to one of the games on a scooter too, but thought better of it. My sources have also... That's Chris Broussard.
That was good, my friend.
Oh, wait, you want to say something else, Danny? Yeah.
Oh, shit, Danny again.
You want to fire the fucking coach? You motherfucker! You're a rich fucking man, Bron. Big fucking deal. And you want to get rid of the coach.
Yes.
He calls himself a fucking leader. Get the fuck out of here. All right, it's cool, Danny Aiello.
No, please, man. Damn. He's too rough sometimes.
Yo, I gotta say, man, that's the image that I'm gonna walk away when I think about NBA 2015. That exemplifies not just the NBA and where we are at, it exemplifies the youth of today. Just one more example. Remember when Doc finally got Moses and it was his last chance to win?
Yep. 83.
Imagine if Mo Cheeks showed up to the game doing the electric slide down the hall. Even that, they would have been like, yo, man, what the fuck? Doc would have fucked you up.
Yeah. Mo would have, we here to win.
Moses Malone. You show up doing even if you showed up dancing.
Doing Michael Jackson shit. Electric boogie.
They would have fucked you up right there.
Like,
For you didn't even need to come in on a fucking...
Close the door, we're going to fuck this guy up.
Imagine Mo, you do that if your center's Moses Malone. And Dr. J is like, yo, this is his last chance to win a final. And he's went through everything his whole career. He's the Doc. And you show up, Doc, prim and proper, cool and collective. Yeah. Doc would have been like...
And you come up, boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie.
With a fucking plaid shirt, cut off sleeve, a pair of skin tight jeans on a scooter with Doc.
With a fucked up hat.
Yeah.
Clint Richardson come out on some shit like that. Steve Mix.
Imagine Steve Mix showed up to the fucking the Spectrum.
And Steve Mix, and he comes down for fucking dancing.
Game 2.
They'll fucking jump him. See, that's the difference.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
And people say, "Oh, well, you guys are old. You don't care." Well,
so what? That's how it was. I like that way.
Yeah, I like it that way too. You couldn't do that shit with Kobe now, and it's good that you can't do that shit with Kobe.
Right.
You know you can't do that shit with Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe laughs at Nick Young and those guys, Swaggy P.
Yeah.
He laughed at them this year when they won one game and they're jerking off.
Yeah.
More reason not to like LeBron, but besides the fact that he said, I'm the greatest player in the world.
He is.
Okay, but he said that. Beside the fact that he's in a movie trying to act in a real part, which is a joke. LeBron.
You didn't like his chops?
You suck. You're not a good actor. Okay, I'll say you are the best player. And even I could separate church and state.
Right.
Like I have my problems with some of the decisions and some of the bullshit, some of the, all that stuff. He's the best player.
Right.
I could tell you
when
you're not a good actor.
Right, when you see it.
I promise you you're not a good actor. Right. Rest assured, and even if you were sort of a good actor, which you're not even sort of good, I don't know, an athlete who was kind of like, Kareem kind of spoofed himself in movies. It was kind of like he was good for Kareem. Right. You're not a good actor for LeBron. Like LeBron James isn't even a good actor playing LeBron James. So if you can't play yourself, shut it down.
Yeah, you don't need to be in there.
So I'm going to tell you, yes, you are the best player in the world, but maybe you should not be a SAG member. Okay, maybe for the commercials with your Dre beats and you got your clothes off and your hair and you got your hair, the dust on your hair so you look like you have a regular hairline like everybody else and your shit looks good with the lighting and all that shit. Maybe that's good. But a real part in a real movie? No, I don't want to go see the Amy Schumer movie.
They gave him a real part?
It looks, the way from the ads, it looks like it's a real part. It's not just like a cameo, like one scene with LeBron. Right. Like he's like a friend. Like he's like the sidekick.
Right.
What do you think Omar Epps and Malik Yoba what do you think they're saying? Right. They're like, that motherfucker. Wood Harris is like, that cocksucker. He just took a job out of me. What, did they cast LeBron James?
Yeah.
My man Wood Harris is like, what the fuck is going on here?
So you didn't like what you saw?
Mekhi Phifer is like, hey, this is what I do.
Right. They put
LeBron in there.
So you didn't like what you saw?
I could tell you he can't act. I know he can't act. And I could tell you he's not even good for LeBron James. You can't act LeBron.
Oh, fuck.
So I'm going to tell you that. You say you're the best player on the earth, and I say you might be one of the worst actors on the earth.
So
not everybody's great at everything.
Right. So the people who cast him, you don't think they know that? They see what you see.
Okay.
So why is he in it?
Because it's LeBron James. They think it's funny. Like, oh, it's LeBron James. And in the movie, they call him, they don't say LeBron. They didn't give him a character. He's not like Jeff or like Doug or like, he's not
just LeBron.
LeBron or LeBron James.
But you see him. Oh, okay, I see. That's Hollywood shit.
Yeah, that's whack.
Yeah, that's whack.
So you wanted LeBron, you wanted him in there so bad. You might have, I didn't see the movie. And I fuck with Judd Apatow. Right. But I didn't see the movie. But they might have compromised their entire movie.
Right.
Just by putting him in there.
Looks like he has a role.
He looks like he has a role.
Yeah. Yo, I heard about that guy, Judd Apatow.
Apatow, yeah, he great director, great producer. I've known him. He 40-year-old virgin. All the Seth Rogen stuff.
You shitting on my man Bill Cosby like hard.
Oh, yeah. He's been speaking out against Bill Cosby. He's been real adamant about speaking out against Bill Cosby, and we were watching him the other day.
But I never heard him get on Woody Allen with the same ferocity.
That's a good point.
I never heard him talk about this cat who married his stepdaughter.
You know, I'm going to kind of leave that alone because I'm looking for a job from Judd Apatow.
Yo, but you know, I'm out here in the street and everybody wonders that. Why the double standard?
That's cool. That's
You know
a
what I
good
mean?
question. This is not question being raised by me, Michael Rapaport, because Judd, I fuck with you hard body karate.
This is me, man. This is fucking me. This is what people want to... Like, yo, why you going at money like that when you don't go at this cat for doing, like, you marrying your stepdaughter? And that's kind of wild. I would think it would be fair and balanced.
Again, I'm looking for a part in the next Judd Apatow movie.
I'm just out here on the beat.
This is you. This has nothing to do with Michael Rapaport and the Iron Rapaport. Beep, beep.
It's no
beep,
disrespect to my man.
Beep, beep, beep.
I'm going to tell you something.
Beep, beep. We
This
support
motherfucker, fuck him.
You know, okay, beep, beep, beep. We support Judd Apatow here. I do. I don't know my co-host here. He's off the fucking rails.
Man, I don't give a fuck about that,
beep,
man.
I'm
Fuck
beeping
that.
you out. No. I'm beeping you the
This
fuck out.
motherfucker married his stepdaughter.
Yeah, no, beep, 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 beep. The I Am Rapaport podcast is sponsored by Casper Mattresses. Casper.com. It's an award-winning sleep startup. Go to Casper.com. $50 off purchase of any size mattress.
Damn.
Put in the code Rapaport, RAPAPORT, Casper Mattress in New York City. You could keep the bed for 100 nights. You could get your freak on for 100 nights. If you do not like the bed after 100 nights, you can return the mattress within 100 days. That's a guarantee. The bed will be delivered between 2 to 5 days anywhere in the United States and Canada. Same day delivery in New York City. We do not plug, we do not support, we do not take sponsorship from anything we have not tried and we are not passionate about 450%.
We have to do one more thing on Rachel.
Oh, Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah, we have to get her.
Rachel Dolezal.
She
Who's now saying she's bisexual.
Oh.
So she's a transracial bisexual. She doesn't know what the fuck she
she's trying
wants.
to
She doesn't know
cover
if she
all
likes
bases.
men, women, black, white. But I'll bet you this: she only likes black women and black men. What do you think?
correct the mood
As
though.
long as it's black. She probably only eats the fucking outside of Oreo cookies, right? She's like super black. She's like a mega black.
Yeah.
She's like 3 times black, like the group 3 times. Like, she's anything. She doesn't give a fuck what it is.
3 times dope.
Yeah, you remember that group 3? Where they from Philly?
Nicholas.
They were from Philly, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but now she's a bisexual, transracial. Is she the first transracial?
And out, yeah.
I never heard of this shit.
I never heard no wild shit like that.
Not to the extent that she's doing it.
Right.
And you know, well, going back to when that fucking reporter, when Lauer and that other woman asked her, "Are you black?" And she says, "Yes, I'm black," with a little smirk on her face.
Yeah.
The follow-up question should have been, "Okay, were you at any time in your life not black? And were you at any time in your life white? When did you declare yourself black? Was it a day? Was it like a moment? Did it evolve over time? Was it this like a premeditated thing? Did it take a few weeks, a few months? Like, what was the moment where you said, I'm black? And were you actually ever white? You fucking wackadoo. You fucking nut job. You nutcase.
She said, I mean, she's not a dark-skinned sister, right? So you experiencing life as a black woman, a light-skinned black woman. So share with us the struggles with that, because
Elaborate. What do you mean?
Because light-skinned women
within the black community,
within the black community, light-skinned people get treated a little different.
Like how?
They get called names.
Like what kind of names?
Aiello.
Yeah.
What? Fair, Redbone.
Yeah.
So I wonder, did she get those?
I don't think she got that because as a kid she was just white on white, so she missed out on that. But she said she feels black because she lives the black experience. But as a child, she didn't get ridiculed for being light-skinned.
Right, which is what happens
To light-skinned black people.
in the black experience. So you
But
missed out.
You missed out on the first 30 years of the black experience, and maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. Then, so she has the black experience now. She never got called
Aiello,
or
Redbone,
or what else?
piss color,
Yeah.
all those fucking terms.
Hey, where you're from where you explained in your neighborhood, because there was one dude in your neighborhood who I remember. Well, there was actually another white Mike in your neighborhood. He was black, but he was really light skinned. They called him White Mike.
Yeah.
Oh no, or Mighty Whitey. He wasn't even white. He's black.
He's Puerto Rican.
Half Puerto Rican, half black.
And all Puerto Rican.
All Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
But there was another dude in your neighborhood who was light-skinned, similar to the way like Albie Shore looking or Stephon Curry. They call him Slave.
Yep.
So tell me some of the things you witnessed about light-skinned blacks, like how they were treated within the black community that Rachel Dolezal, since she lived the black experience, but not as a kid, she missed out on.
It's a 50-50 thing. Light-skinned guys are usually the pretty boys, right?
Like Albie Shore.
Right.
Steph Curry.
So the women look up to them, and the guys don't really fuck with them too much.
And what about light-skinned girls? They get fucked around with. You got good hair. She would have gotten her ass kicked.
Right.
If she grew up in New York City with all that light-skinned shit, she lived the black. Yo, she would have got shit.
She would have got her ass kicked.
She would have had to fight.
They always getting their ass kicked at least once or like twice. They getting their ass kicked
because you're gonna be. It's just gonna be assumed that you think you're better than everybody else
because you have a lighter skin.
But Rachel Dolezal, she didn't go through that.
Exactly.
She was white.
What black neighborhood you was in? Right? You wasn't even living in a black
She
neighborhood.
was in fucking White Farms, Idaho. We've
Right.
said this.
Yep.
So she missed out on a lot of the black experience.
So how are you black?
How are you black and when were you white?
Is the major question.
That's the fucking major question. It's the I Am Rapaport podcast, and we'll be right back. American Giant sponsors the I Am Rapaport podcast. Go to American-Giant.com. Check it out. T-shirts, sweatshirts, American made, American manufactured. Really good quality, soft, rugged, hoodies, sweatpants, all of it. AmericanGiant.com. American-Giant.com. The slogan for American Giant that we created is American Giant Clothing.
Champion. Can't fuck with this shit, yo.
All right. This is the I Am Rapaport podcast coming live from the Gloom Tomb in Los Angeles, California. The I Am Rapaport podcast studios. I'm in here with my man, G Moody.
What up? What up?
G Moneti.
What up?
We are in the midst of the Los Angeles I Am Rapaport podcast tour. Just been out here in the streets. What have you noticed in LA? You've been to LA many times. We were gonna. The first time you came to LA was what year?
85.
85. So you've been coming to LA back and forth.
Yes.
Since 85. But this trip, what have you noticed? What have you enjoyed?
I've enjoyed Larchmont.
Yeah, we hang out at Larchmont Boulevard.
Every morning.
That's good. So now if anybody wants to find me or owe them money,
Yo.
that's good. Thanks for telling everybody that.
Oh, sorry. Of course I love the weather.
Yeah, you like the weather.
No humidity.
No humidity. The pool. You've been in the pool and shit. You can't swim. People don't know this about G Moneti. Gerald Moody. G Moneti, the co-host with the most of the I Am Rapaport podcast. He's, how old are you?
I'm 46 years young, motherfucker.
46 young. Can't swim, though.
Nope.
Haven't been able to crack the code on that. Any reason why?
I
remember
phobia,
the first time
kid.
you told me you couldn't swim. I was like, it would be like as if you said you didn't eat food. Like you don't, you can't swim. So if I get your ass, if I push you in the fucking pool, you're fucked.
Panic.
And then you sink.
And then sink and drown. So don't even try that.
You can't fucking swim.
Phobia.
Who out there wants to try to teach G Moneti, G Moody how to fucking swim. Can't swim.
I don't even like going underwater. I don't like that sound.
Because you can't swim. No, of
that's
course.
In your ears. You know that.
You don't know the sound. You've never been underwater.
I've been underwater.
Have you ever been in a bathtub and went under the water? Can you hold your breath?
I can do that. But I don't like the sound.
All right, but you're 46. You have a daughter, a beautiful daughter. I was thinking we should get her on the podcast. He got a daughter. She's like a cuter, way prettier, better looking, funnier version of him, but without the cursing and the yelling and all that stuff. Imani C.
Moody.
But I was thinking maybe we should get a segment on her. Hook her up with my nephew Duncan.
Word up.
Because Duncan's in sabbatical. People have been asking about. My nephew Duncan was wilding out, got his fucking phone taken, which I think is a good thing. You act fucking dumb because these kids, they're cracked out on phones.
Yeah.
They are fucking whacked out and cracked. So if you say you're taking their phone away, it'd be like when we were kids if you say you can't go outside. Now, if you take their phone away, that's their entire life.
They don't know what the fuck
They don't know whether they're coming or going. You know that they take shits and pisses with their phones, these young kids? My son dropped his phone in the bathroom twice. Once while taking a dog shit, and the other time while washing his hands after pissing. 2 times in the thing. They can't even shit
without the phone.
You know, probably the filthiest with the contamination and the dirt and the germs are probably those cell phones. Because we pick our nose, we're on them. I mean, I'm cracked out on mine. You've gotten progressively cracked out on yours. It's funny because G Moody, some of these things I would love for you to see, but G Moody has an iPhone. He's got a fancy iPhone. But you know, like when your car has been through the snow and the storm and the window hasn't been washed, somehow or another, your cell phone glass, it looks like it went through some sort of tornado. It's not broken. It's a fresh piece of... But do you know that there's things that you could use to clean it? Yeah. Do you know that? It looks like it's got like smeared peanut butter and you wiped it off with like a napkin.
Yeah.
But no, not even a napkin. Maybe some toilet paper. Then it got stuck. Like there's toilet paper kind of in. Like your cell phone is all fucked up, but it works good.
It's terrible.
It's never charged, but the glass I noticed is dingy.
Heavy usage, my friend.
But why don't you? There's Windex for that. Like clean the fucking cell phone like that. Your cell phone looks like a homeless person.
I can't even see.
But it's a nice iPhone 5.
I can't see.
You can't see on you. Yeah. Okay. So back to you've enjoyed the trip. Like, you know, we've been out there with the people.
Yes, we've been all over.
All over Hollywood and all
mountains
that.
And all that.
Mountains.
Shit.
Still searching for those criminals. I think those guys are gone.
Yo.
I think those long dick criminals from the escaped convicts in New York City, those guys are gone.
If you didn't catch them yet,
they're fucking out.
They got on the plane and they cooling somewhere.
Yeah.
Laying pipe.
You know, it's funny, isn't it? It's interesting because in New York, it's such a walking city. Out here, I've been having to drive your ass everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
And I'll never let you drive my car because I don't find you, G Moody, to be a safe driver. You do an underhanded turn. I've never liked that. You don't do your underhanded turn? Yeah. I've never liked it, and it's always made me feel comfortable. It's a one-handed underhand turn, and it's almost like you're... You
can't get it.
I don't like it. So I have to fucking drive this guy all over the fucking place. But we've been in the streets with the people and the mountains, the restaurants, the different hangout spots.
But the thing I see, man, you know, I'm walking with a celebrity, and a lot of guys are pitching things to you. Right?
People come up, they want to talk.
And I noticed that they talk long. And we get annoyed. No, matter of fact, you get annoyed.
No, you get annoyed.
Because
I let motherfucker talk to me.
My thing is, it should be 15 seconds. You should get 15. Because you just rolling up on somebody and you talking about your cousin and all that. You're going into a gray area where motherfuckers is going to say, fuck you. See?
Me and G Moneti, we ran into a guy who was telling us that he was a musician, okay, and then he makes hip hop, okay, and then somehow the other day we were at the Mac store and the guy started telling about his cousin and that his cousin's cousins, and then and all this other bullshit.
I'm saying you should say you got 15 seconds. If you're pitching, if money just telling you, I love your work, you're a
That's
great
cool.
actor.
I'll take that all
right,
day.
that's great.
Give it to me.
But if money is talking about movies and this and that, 15 seconds, B.
Okay. Well, why don't you fucking do something about that?
See, now I'm
You're
here
not
now.
monitoring shit.
I just checked it out and I saw how they annoy the whole situation where we're just looking at each other like, when is this fucking guy going to stop talking?
I don't know
That
you.
bothers you.
I don't know you, but I really don't know your cousin that you're telling me about.
Right. We from New York. How the fuck we going to know a cousin?
You from saying we don't even know. I just met you, and now you're telling me about your cousin and your cousin's cousin.
See, I'm not a celebrity. I fucking witnessed that shit.
Yes.
And I was like, damn, I don't know how my man handles it.
Remember in Los Angeles, we were hanging out at the Improvisation, the comedy club in 1985. Was it 85?
86.
86?
Run DMC,
We
Raising
were
Hell.
16.
We was pumping that.
Yes.
That's how you know the year.
Yes. I don't know years though, like 86.
Raising Hell came out.
We
Run
were at
DMC.
it. So let me ask you a question. We've had a ride. See, people have been asking a couple of people. Well, one person. See, I try to make people like we're like it's a whole like thing of like people want to know.
Right.
One person. Well, it's two people. G Moneti, now they call him the Black Ed McMahon, and he's a sidekick for one of the most popular podcasts in the land, a worldwide phenomenon. Like, how did we meet? Like, when? Like, we met. Me and G Moneti. I'm 45. G Moneti, Gerald G Moody, Mr. Moody is 46, right?
That is correct.
We met in '82. Me and G Moneti playing ball. I think I feel like it was the winter of '82. I was in the 7th grade. And in New York City, 82.
Because I was in Power in 83.
83.
Power
So it
Memorial High
was the winter of 83. We met playing ball, and a mutual friend introduced us. And that's how many fucking years ago is that?
34.
34 fucking years of this shit. So we've essentially been doing this podcast. Like, see, the reason we've been doing this podcast, we just haven't been recording it for. This is what we
3 decades.
This is what we do. This is what we talk shit. Talk shit.
Word up.
And we met. Gerald is from the Brownsville section of Brooklyn, and I'm from Manhattan. And this relationship, this sort of unusual relationship that we've had, that's been all over these years, we got to witness things that we wouldn't had we not met.
Yep.
Like I grew up getting to go. Like, you have to understand, like, my time that I got to spend from the Upper East Side of Manhattan and then going to the Brownsville section of Brooklyn. It's like if Woody Allen and Mike Tyson had dinner. Right. Like, not to say that like there's all just nebbishy Jews on the Upper East Side, but if you're not from New York, that's a good way to put it.
Yep.
Woody Allen and Mike Tyson. Gerald's not Mike Tyson in toughness. He's not like he acts like that. But he's from that same neighborhood. I'm trying to give you a picture of what the neighborhood. So when I would go visit Gerald in Brownsville in 1983, I'm 13 years old. I am white. It would be cool if I said back then I was black and then I turned white, or like Rachel Dolezal.
Like Rachel.
I was black, and then since '96 I turned white.
Yeah.
When's that person gonna come out?
Yeah.
When is that motherfucker? Someone's gonna come. Like, now I'm white. Like, you've changed. So I feel white.
Right. Jesus. Now go.
Okay, so I would go around his neighborhood, and he lived in the projects of Brownsville.
Howard Projects.
Yeah. Look it up. And people that are from Brownsville, Mike Tyson is probably the most famous person. Who else that is from Brownsville section of Brooklyn?
World Be Free.
Riddick Bowe. Jimmy Smits grew up in Brownsville. Willie Randolph.
Yes.
Lyle Alzado. It used to be, if you look at the opening sequence of Goodfellas, or one of the opening sequences of Good Places, it says a certain street, blah, 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 East New York, Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. And East New York and Brownsville,
they neighbors.
And it used to be like a Jew. My grandmother grew up in Brownsville.
Yeah.
And then now it's no Jews.
No Jews.
There's no Jews. So when I came around there in 1983 to play basketball, when we were hanging out, I remember the first time that I walked through Howard Projects, it was as if like a fucking spaceman landed there.
Right.
And the reason why was because of what? What were the realities of that? Like, do you remember that?
That they've never seen, a white person come through, hang out.
A kid too.
Kid.
It was cops. You
Right.
would really. This is real
Always sees
talk.
cops.
You would only see cops that are
Right.
white in this neighborhood. This
Right.
is no bullshit.
Right. So to see you, of course, and you there hanging out, playing ball, and we all cooling out, of course it's people gonna look and stare.
And I remember one little kid.
How did you feel? I never asked you that.
You know, in a weird way, it was almost like setting me up. That whole experience, not just then that moment, but that whole experience of being sort of, you know, like not an outcast, but just that uniqueness is similar to like famousness, getting fame, because I was looked upon. Like, because it was like people would call, yo, you that kid from Brooklyn. That's what it was like.
Right.
But the first time I walked through there in '83, I remember like a 6 or 7 year old little kid was touching my face.
Right.
And the mom says she's never touched a white person before.
Right.
And I was like, you remember that? I remember that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, so for me, and you're in the projects. I'm on the Upper East Side. I live in like a regular apartment building, but like to go up. I mean, this is the projects in 1983. So all that crack shit you're talking about, all that crime. Mike Tyson was out. This is when Mike Tyson was in Brownsville, terrorizing Brownsville, terrorizing Brooklyn, and there was hundreds of Mike Tysons.
Yeah, all over.
Mike Tyson's just the one who made it as a boxer, but there's Mike Tysons that are now deceased. There's Mike Tysons that are in jail. There's Mike Tysons that have come out of jail and that are doing well. Like from this neighborhood, that reference of like rough and tumble, thuggish, criminal.
Hard living.
Good, bad, and everything in between. We're not glorifying it because it's certainly, listen, a lot of people died. This is still a bad neighborhood.
Yeah.
Brownsville section of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But coming out there, it was just an interesting time, and we came together, played ball. We both love basketball. We both love hip hop. You never break danced, huh?
No.
People think that if you're from New York and you're from you don't break dance. No. You don't do graffiti.
No.
Nope.
No.
But we were around it and we loved it. You never rapped, G Moneti?
Nope.
No.
But let me go back. Brooklyn at that time was not like Brooklyn today.
No.
Like you couldn't wear shit, like certain shit, not no gang shit. You just get your shit taken. Your pockets dug.
What that means is it's not pickpocketed, where people go into your pockets.
Rifling through your shit while they're looking at you.
Yeah. Do you understand? Like, so they're looking at you, talking to you, and going through your pockets.
So now we have gentrification. So whereas Rockaway Avenue on the A train was all black, Ralph Avenue, Utica, now all you see is white folks. So Brooklyn,
or white heads.
right? So the Brooklyn we're talking about wasn't.
It doesn't
no
exist
cakewalk.
anymore. It doesn't exist
Right.
anymore.
And
listen,
you're there in
I'm
that
there,
time.
But right now, let's just articulate. I'm gonna say it one more time. This isn't I was a tough guy. The reason why I was able to make it and be sort of accepted in this neighborhood is because Gerald grew up there. I played ball, and because Gerald was we were kids.
Right.
We weren't in like our whole little clique of dudes. They were ball players, but then there were dudes at the time that were ball players, but then they started branching out into criminals.
Yes.
Like we have a very good friend who I met in 1983, who was a great ball player, one of the best ball players, but then 2 years later, he's one of the most talked about, feared criminals in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And that means if you're from Brooklyn at that time, if we said his name, you would go, and you were in that world, you knew who he was.
Exactly.
Like this is the kind of shit that was going on.
Yep.
And Gerald, in hindsight, would be coming to the east side of Manhattan.
Oh, man.
Like, I mean, you're coming to my crib. There's like, like a doorman building. I didn't have a doorman, but like it's a regular building. It's more of a like what are you seeing over there? Like you were tripping out off.
I was fucking bugging the fuck out.
Oh, for what? You bugged out off of the Knicks games or some shit?
I came to your crib.
Cable didn't exist in Brownsville at this time. Tell this story. In 1983, there was not Time Warner or Manhattan Cable because cable wasn't everywhere at the time anyway. Right. But the last people to get it were in Brownsville.
The projects, that's the fucking last.
That's the very last place.
Yeah.
So when Gerald came to my father's apartment, my apartment, and you saw what?
I saw the TV and a fucking little box on top of the TV. And I'm like, what the fuck is that?
You never saw one of those before?
Yeah. Like, I'm like, oh shit. I just see it. I'm like, nah, all right, whatever. And then We watching the game, MSG Network. I said, oh shit. In my mind.
Because it didn't...
yo, Madison Square Garden got a fucking network?
But you never told me at the time that...
No.
But I never thought like...
That was anything, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're just kids. We're in the room and shit. But that was like... So
I was flabbergasted. I was like, oh shit.
I went to your crib the first time I had chitlins. Like a lot of my, oh Mike, you think you're black. Oh Mike, you grew up around black people. All that, but whatever it is. Some people don't ask questions, but I go after the white people that I sometimes say this. Who you think you're black? I've only been accused or asked that by white people. I don't know what that means, and I'm white. I'm not like I'm not. This is no Rachel shit, but it's just I know because there's some white people they don't like that,
right?
And those same white people that don't like that another white person would hang around black people are the same white people that are gonna give Rachel Dolezal. They're not having that.
Yeah,
these are the white people that invented the term wigger, right? These are the white people that if you are a white person with black friends, you're worse than a black person.
No.
That's those kinds of white people.
That's these motherfuckers.
They exist. And they'll speak to me differently than they'll speak to you.
Right.
Yeah, they're ones to watch out. Not to say that all, because this is not a partial show, because this isn't like, the white guy's great and the black people are bad, because that's not true either, because there's all sorts of fucks out there that are black, and there's the ones that are white. But this is no liberal shit. I wouldn't say this is a liberal podcast. Would you say this is a liberal podcast?
We go back and forth.
Yeah, we're liberal. We don't
liberal
pick
and conservative.
This is the I Am Rapaport podcast. We will take bribes from any political party that wants us. If you want us to back your political movement, we'll only do it for money and or sponsorship for the I Am Rapaport podcast.
That's for sure.
But other than that, we're probably just not going to fuck with you. We're not in that.
We don't know.
So anyway, so 83, 98.7 Kiss FM. 107.5 WBLS. This is where we're getting the majority of the hip hop. I could say you weren't like a record buyer. We didn't go to the store to buy
Marley
hip-hop.
Marl,
Red Alert,
DJ Red Alert,
Mr. Magic,
P Fine,
yes,
89.1, motherfucking Awesome 2, Teddy Ted.
We're listening to the radio. Hip hop is a big deal. Getting tapes, getting shit off the radio, it is a big deal. That's the only way I'm getting the music, except for my father's bringing home records from WKTU Disco 92. My father was the the general manager of a radio station, and he would bring home records. I had Rapper's Delight before it was actually released as a promo copy.
I saw the vinyl in your fucking closet.
The orange copy. It's a promotional copy. I still have it. Maybe it's worth something. Again, maybe we'll sell that fucker. If we're not getting any political bribes. But I remember the first time I had chitlins, and I loved them. I didn't bat an eye at
You can't eat everybody chitlins. Motherfuckers don't clean it right. Go ahead.
I know I can't eat it.
You think Rachel knows that?
Rachel Dolezal?
Yeah, but I digress.
I guarantee you she knows how to make chitlins. I bet she studied up on all her black shit. All her soul food shit. Right. She could probably cook some fucking shit. She probably doesn't eat like regular food. Like she probably has the most unhealthy, fucked up. Like she has the soul food that no one makes anymore.
Black people don't fuck with no more.
Black people like this shit is this is not healthy. We can't eat this shit anymore. Like she's got old recipe because she's so black. But the chitlins that I remember one time in 1984, we got home to your apartment in the Howard Projects, 1560 East New York Avenue, and I was looking for some food in the kitchen and a very I remember your mom. I was probably in shorts or sweatpants. Your mom caught me with my bare hand in a pot of chitlins. Mm-hmm. And she said, "Oh no, you want something to eat?" And I was like, no, I was just so embarrassed.
Right.
But I had my hand, she caught me red-handed with my hands in the chitlins.
Yeah, you was digging in that.
Why shouldn't I be?
Yeah.
I didn't bat an eye. I didn't even know what the fuck that was some good shit because I grew up with a father cooking who didn't like to, nor could he really cook.
Right.
So when I was eating that
macaroni and cheese,
that South Carolina chicken livers and
gizzards,
chicken, straight soul food, fish,
the fried fish, the catfish.
Yes. all that good
sweet
shit.
potato, banana pudding.
And all of our other friends, I'd go over there and eat. And eat. I mean, I was eating some good shit.
Good shit.
George, his mom was more like on some Caribbean, Panamanian shit. So like they were,
Beulah Green.
I would go into these dudes' cribs, 13 and 14, after growing up with a single dad who couldn't cook dick. Couldn't cook. My father's specialty is he would take a chopped steak, put it in the oven, unseasoned, bring it out, cut it into little pieces, take boiled pasta, the pasta, mix it into the steak, and then open a jar of ragu, not heat the jar of a ragu. Okay, everything's hot. The steak's hot and the spaghetti's hot or the rigatoni's hot. And then stir the whole fucking thing up. and when he made that, it was like Christmas dinner at my house. Wow. That's what we ate. Me and my brother. And I have a great father, but he couldn't cook shit. I mean, I wouldn't want to... Cooking for two boys on a Like, the thing is that why do anything? Because boys will eat anything. Like, at that point, I'd eat any fucking thing. I don't give a fuck. Like my kids today, they eat sushi and like they have like opinions about food. There was no opinion about food.
Mac, you want to get that mac and cheese and them turkey wings.
Or you might want to just get that steak in the ragu sauce. And I don't give a fuck.
What it is.
Kids will eat anything. Parents that are going out of their way trying to feed their kids healthy shit. And that got their kids on vegetarian diets, and I take my kids to this, or I do it too. I take my kids to nice places to eat, as if they have a fucking choice. How about I don't fucking feed you? How about you don't eat anything? Right.
You got.
I had TV dinners and shit. Like, and I 2 TV dinners. I was fucking head over heels besides myself. And these fucking kids are eating at fucking 4-star restaurants.
That's right.
We take your daughter and my kids to eat like crab rolls and lobster, high end shit.
Yeah.
If I stuck a fucking 2 hot dogs down my son's throat, they wouldn't know the fucking difference between a crab roll and 2 fucking hot dogs. I mean, you feed your daughter good.
Good shit, man. We go out, we eat good shit.
It's one thing if you cook good shit, but then we take them to nice restaurants. Like, they have a fucking say in it. Yeah. You won't eat, motherfucker.
That's right.
How about that? I don't feed you.
We didn't get none of that shit.
You won't. Or you go to the. Like, I would go get a fucking slice for 50 cents, and I'd be fucking besides myself. My kid's eating sushi. My kid eats good food, man. Your daughter eats lobsters.
Lobsters and all kind of Chilean sea bass.
Yeah, all that shit. All that shit.
Yo, man.
Anyway, this is the I Am Rapaport podcast, and we're out.